Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, we completed volume 14 with a little Purple Blood who only says one word, but yet we can have such an in-depth conversation with them. I believe the Purple Blood religion was proven correctly, as one of the endings was that we joined or we went to some form of afterlife, which was kind of like a carnival. Other than that, though, we didn't see any sprites, but we met our first sea dwellers, and they were not very nice people. But with that, I think it's time to start volume 15. Oh, that's load. I don't know why I went on load. Back. Close menu. So, volume 15 of creatives conventional. I had a stroke with that one, or otherwise. Okay. And the text. You walk with a purpose. Okay. You don't really have a purpose aside from friendship, of course, but you know these streets pretty well by this point, so you can at least strut like you've got one. Okay. Charun Krojib. Actually, you know what? You think you've had enough? You've had it up to here with friendship. You're sure you'll be back on your regular friend-making nonsense later, but today is just one of those days. A curl up under the blankets with your favorite show sort of days. A leave your phone on silent and say nothing to no one sort of day. Pretty fun kind of day, really, in my opinion. And honestly, you've watched a friend almost die from poisoning and gazed upon the juggalo afterlife. You think you're more than earned a day or night rather of respite like this. So is the juggalo afterlife the true ending? What? How else would we know that? So just for today, you turn your back on this new swath of Alternia City, and you were considering walking through. You head back to ye old hideout. No explanations now, only beds. You drag yourself to the scaffolding to your hidey hole. More than anything, more than binging on media or relaxing amidst the peace and quiet, you want to take a nice long nap. So you spill yourself into the little pile of bedding, pillows, and various pieces of clothing you've managed to you throw together to settle in. As soon as your body touches it, you're out like a light. But it isn't very long until you're awake again, not because your body is rousing itself to sufficient slumber, but because of the persistent scrabbling sound. A persistent scrambling sound that's followed by a loud thunk. Typically, you wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't be enough to get you up. You're a pretty heavy sleeper, but the noise is accompanied by a nagging sensation that whatever is making the noise is in the room with you, and that has you bolting upright. You must have woken up in the middle of your REM cycle because you feel like a mummy rising out of a crypt. Is this the right life? Is this the real life? The right life? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. Your brain struggles to make sense of your surroundings, though. The fog of residual sleepiness that's settled over you as you stumble to your feet. Eventually, you're able to discern that the noise is coming from behind you and above you. Behind and above you. Around where the ceiling is. What the hell? Is there a raccoon crawling in the vents? Does Alternia have raccoons? Does Alternia even have raccoons? If it does, you're pretty sure you don't want to meet one, but you can't exactly leave it living in your living space either. You need to go get up and investigate. The noise isn't coming from the ceiling like you thought, but from a platform that's been shoved ceremoniously, unceremoniously, to the very back of the watchtower. There's a large object in front of it that wasn't there before. A giant curved lens that could only have come from the hole that is now in the side of the platform structure. Maybe this was an old telescope or camera that the Condis once used for surveillance. The scrabbling continues. It comes from within the structure. You know that you get for whatever it is to come out jumping at... whatever is in there to come out jumping out at you as soon as you stick your head in. But you still your nerves and hoist yourself up. You find yourself face to face, not with some weird animal or bug, but a troll. Oh, hello there. Dot dot. Okay. Okay. This is a bona fide friend opportunity. It's practically falling into your lap, but you find yourself unexpectedly or ornery about it. Okay. You would think that you could expect some privacy in your own home. Oh well, the place you've adopted as home on an Alternia, anyway. But apparently not. Even when you decided that you aren't in the friending mood, there the universe goes, yeeting friends into your pathway. Anyway, can't you go a day on this planet without dancing the whole friendship jig? It quickly becomes obvious that this mysterious stranger isn't going to offer you any more than an enigmatic gaze in the middle of into the middle distance. What exactly are you doing in your hideout, you ask? If they were thinking about moving in, they could have at least asked you first. You're the current occupant, after all. I don't want to move in. I already have a hive. I come up here for that. They point past you. You can only assume they're referring to the giant lens you've seen on the floor. Well, if they've gotten what they had come for, why are they still hanging it out in the platform's innards like that? I'm stuck. And they didn't try calling for help? I didn't notice you. Wherever you came from. I didn't think anyone else was here. Would they perhaps like some help? Maybe. As you hop down from the platform, you find your eye draining from you as much as much like flesh juice from a pimple. It's difficult to stay angry upon witnessing what's possibly the most pathetic burglary attempt ever, and that's counting your little fiasco with your ship. After walking around to the other side of the platform, you can see the troll's booted legs sticking out from the gap in the structure. It looks too much to narrow from for anyone to crawl through, and yet that's exactly what they must have done in order to push the lens through from behind. You yell that you're going to try and pull them out. You hear a Fade muttered, "Okay," and reaches to grab them around the waist, pulling hard. It takes a couple of tries, but with one last particularly hard tug, you finally are able to pull them free. They tumble down on top of you. Thanks. For getting me unstuck. And breaking my fall. You didn't really do that on purpose, but you're glad that they appreciated it, you guess. They seem pretty content to continue lying on top of you, actually. But they're heavy, so you wriggle out from underneath them like an earwig from under a rock, climbing to your feet. You nod at the lens. They want that, huh? The troll sits up, crossing their legs, and you can see them more clearly now that they aren't squashed. sequestered inside the platform, although their face is obscured by a little by their shaggy hair and floppy, wide-brimming hat. They look about as sleepy as you felt earlier. As sleepy as you're in danger of feeling again. In fact, their voice is slow and regular, like a monotone, like a metronome dunked on molasses. It almost threatens to send you right back to bed. Yeah. So, can I have it? You swear you can feel your friendship-making juices start circulating through your body again with a vengeance after their little sabbatical. You're not really sure what came over you before. Turn down the chance to make a new friend? You? Haha. Wow. Who kidnapped you and replaced you with a total stranger a few hours there? You tell the troll, of course they can have the lens. It's like you're doing it. It's not like you're doing anything with it. Or like it's even yours to begin with. It was just abandoned here along with the rest of this broken down tech. Curiously, you asked them what they want it for. Are they building something? Perhaps they're an engineer of some sort. No. Climbing all the way up here just for some building material would be pretty dumb. I think, well, yeah, considering the angle that we're at. I want to use it for what? Okay. You look at the line. You look at the lens skeptically. It's a cool lens, you suppose, but it mostly looks like exactly what it is. A hunk of junk. They want to make it for art out of this. Their work must be pretty interesting or weird. Considering how they must be, you know. Oh, is things breaking? Oh, there we go. I don't know why. It seems slow. I don't know if that's supposed to be part of his of the gimmick. Yeah. Let's say interesting. No, weird. Well, because we think saying interesting is a good thing because obviously people want to take interest in their art, like Romele. But obviously it's a game where they might try and trick us with that, so interesting, the wrong one? They squint at you like you've just taken some sort of issue with your comment. Have you managed to offend them? You thought you were being polite enough given the circumstances. Interesting is usually what people say when they have nothing better to say. Yeah, pretty much. Do you have a problem with making art out of trash? You shake your head rapidly, but the troll is already crossing their arms and shooting you a disapproving look. I don't think I want to talk to you anymore. Oh no, does that mean they're going to leave? And after you'd decided to try and add them to your ever-growing friend harem. Two, really? A friend harem? No, I'm tired. Kind of glower at you from the floor for a while until they get their strength back enough to leave. You assume. This is definitely awkward after all. Okay, so I guess we're just sitting here now. But yeah, so interesting was the wrong one because we expect, yeah. Okay. Weird. Haha. Yeah. The two of you alternate between looking at the lens and at each other for a while. Usually over the course of making a new friend, they usually would have asked you to do something by now, or presented you with some sort of choice between two potential courses of action. Is there anything they'd like to do that Is there anything they'd like to do now that they've retrieved their art materials? Cool, another save. Hello? Why are you so slow? There we go. 2 dots to copy that. No, actually, no. We're gonna 4 dot them. Guess it's all on you, then. They probably want to take the lens back to the hive, right? I would, but I'm tired. And hungry. Foraging for garbage takes a lot out of energy. And I used the last of it climbing up here. I don't think I'll be able to carry it by myself. You really didn't think this whole junk heist thing through, did they? They didn't really think this whole junk heist through very well, did they? Oh yeah, no, I did. I thought I read it wrong for some reason. But would you look at that? This is an excellent time to make a suggestion. Okay, I guess we're taking the lead on all of us. Oh, there we go. Why not look for more easily portable trash? I can help you carry it. 4 arms are better than 2. We are weak, so go for the help. You do that. Make sure you're careful with it. Of course. You'll treat it with all the delicacy like an egg and an egg spoon race. Egg and spoon race. Never mind. Hey, I don't know what that is. Carrying it to the water entrance is easy enough. Maneuvering down the cliff face is more complicated. You manage by holding it between you as you navigate the foothold to foothold. When you reach the bottom, the troll looks like they're ready to sit down right there in the bush. But you urge them on. Resting in their hive will probably be much more comfortable. That's the wrong way. Sheepishly, you whirl back around from a random direction you're about to stride towards and follow them instead. With them leading the way, you bring them. You were bringing up at the rear. The 2 of you shamble along the path with all the easy grace of 2 people in a horse costume. But you make it to your new companion's hive much quicker than you would have expected. They come to a stop in front of the entrance to the cave in another cliffside. If this is their place, then it isn't very far from yours at all. You're surprised that you haven't run into them until now. They're practically a neighbour. Or just if you're practically neighbours. I've seen you around before. You're pretty hard to miss. Really? They should have said hi and introduced themselves. The 2 of you could have been hanging out all this time. Didn't feel like it. Guess not. Yeah, fair enough, really. Besides, I was busy. Okay, if you're busy. With more of this scavenging and art business, you guess. Oh well, you're getting to know each other now, which is what's important. Is that I don't know, honestly. Speaking of, you've been talking and walking along. You've been talking and walking along, and you haven't even exchanged names yet. How remiss of you. Usually, you wouldn't have gotten an introduction out of the way from the moment they broke into your hideout. But it's been an odd sort of night. That's okay. I'm Charun. Now come on, let's go inside. They pull you and the lens forwards. They didn't ask you your name in return, but you managed to bumblingly introduce yourself as you lurch along into their hive. Cool. So we're in a cave now again. At home on Earth, you'd have a thing about garages. You thought it was interesting to scope sort of the stuff people ended up accumulating. Okay. You've seen some real gems in your day. A collection of singing and dancing novelty plant figurines, a small army of Furbies without any fur, the beat-up remains of some sort of cat mascot costume. There's Furbies here? Again. The inside of Charun's hive is that if every single weird garbage garage, you've ever seen converged to exist simultaneously in the same cave. The platonic ideal of garages. Nice. It's hard to believe that someone lives here. If you look closer, though, you begin to notice homey comforts tucked among the metal junkyard scraps, and broken furniture piled over. The floors and all the way up along the craggy cave walls. Cool. Nice. That's there's a lot of stuff in the background, yeah. There's even a person in the background. Okay, a recruit raccoon sits on a ledge by the wall. And you think that's the kitchen. Recruit raccoon sits on the ledge, on the wall, yeah. And you think that there's a kitchen cabinet wedged into another. Where's the kitchen? Anyway. So, what do you think? It's pretty cozy, you say, giving them a double thumbs up. That statistically, ethnicities are a nice touch. I have no idea. I meant about my art. Oh, the art, of course. You cast around desperately. Charun's hive is such a jumble of miscellany that it's impossible for you to figure out which of it is art materials and which of it is finished artworks, and which are Charun's actual belongings. I mean, technically they're all Charun's belongings, right? That's a pretty gnarly skull over there, with leaves in the eye socket. Where are we looking? There, I think. The angel the angle at which the angel. I obviously can't read. Sorry. The angle at which the umbrella sticks out of that lawn chair is really compelling. Okay. You settle on a purple object. You settle on a purple object in one corner of the that looks like the traditional sculpture. That a bunch of household items stuck together. Those curves, the amaranthian hue. Okay, truly an inspiring place. Charun looks at you strangely. Ooh, that's not good. That's just the load giver. Cool. Yes, good toilet. Yes. You don't know much about art, do you? Busted. No, you really don't. Remelia had taught you the importance of giving people what they want, and Amisha taught you the importance of putting a top down before lopping the head off so paint doesn't get all over the floor. But you hadn't learned very much about actually creating art from them. As you gaze around the cave, again, you find that you really wanted to understand. Clearly, this is something that's important to Charun. Otherwise, why would they spend the majority of their time on it? You, too, wish to experience the marvels of the creative process. If only there was a way for you to learn. If you want to that badly, you could make something out of what I've collected. Really? But they must have worked so hard to find all this. Is it really fun for you to just mess around with it? You're surprised to see that Charun looks pleased at what you're saying. Maybe it's the most expressive you've seen them since you've met. Cool. Hooray. All art is messing around. Looks like you're already starting to get it. You smile proudly. And anyway, if you make something sucky, they shrug their shoulders. I can take it apart again and reuse its separate components to make something else. You smile. Your smile flags a little. Where do you want to start? You rub your chin thoughtfully, wandering over the launch with the umbrella in it. A pile of fabric is stuck on top. You rifle through it until you find some colors you like. Thank you very much. Then you walk across to the other side of Charun's hive, searching for other items that you might be able to use. Charun doesn't offer much in terms of guidance aside from cautioning you away from a couple of objects that are actually finished artworks. Whoops. You end up with an armful of knickknacks that you put down in front of what is now a lamppost. Cool. But as soon as you look, but will soon be your lamppost of choice. So your lamppost of choice, your canvas of choice. Then you get to work. The fabric you toil around the post. You tie a smaller object, a snow globe, and an old boot, a fancy Santa, onto the string. On top, you perch a rubber walnut goose that makes a majestically horrible noise when pressed. As your art pieces come together under your hands, you take a few steps back every now and then to appraise it from further away, making adjustments whenever you find something you're not happy with. Finally, it's complete. You turn to ask Charun's opinion, newly flushed with pride and adrenaline from having successfully made a thing. They don't look very impressed. Your face falls. What's wrong? Did you use too much orange? Were the scattered loose-eyed teeth a little too out there? Listen, you're overthinking this. Just do what feels right. You frown. Don't think at all, then. I'll let your instincts drive you. Thinking a little is probably good too. Okay, don't overthink it, but don't abandon rational thought altogether. Let your feelings guide you. But not completely. Pretty vague, but sure. You give it another shot. Nice. You strip the lamppost back down. This time you don't. Yeah, this time you don't spend too long regarding in all its nude metal glory. You begin working immediately, whipping around Charun's hive in a flurry of cave dust and determination, grabbing things as soon as you lay eyes on them. Charun looks more and more fascinated the longer you're at it. It's not long until their eyes are positively gleaming. Soon, they're taking steps after tentative steps towards you, as if drawn to you by the sheer force of your artistic energies. They look like they might want to join in, actually. Is that okay? I see what you're going for, I think. Your vibe has got me all inspired. Of course, the more the merrier. You'd love to see what the two of you could create together. With a belly there smile, Charun plants a traffic cone at the base of the lamp the lamp post. I don't know why it's got space in it. Is there usually a space in it? It's usually just a lamppost. With a great aplomb. And you're off. It's all a blur after that. The two of you move in unison, like you're co-piloting a Jaeger. Except instead of giant robot, you're steering a feverish, creativity propelled figure at you. Wow, I think we're almost done. You stand back from your newly forged pile of bric-a-brac, mopping the sweat from your brow. They're right, you're almost finished. Almost. You need to finish the finishing touch. A piece of de resistance. And you know what? You know just the thing. With great conviction, you pick up a box from the floor, tearing it open so that its contents fall all over your sculpture. Oh no. My polysaturiferous slat. You freeze. Oh, were those cooking ingredients? You seem to have gotten carried away. You start apologizing, but Charun is already waving your words away. It's fine. It looks better like this. Too good to waste as food. Anyways, I can find other things to eat. But didn't you say you were foraging? You both regard your creation heaving for breath. You're done. As exhausted as you are, a wonderful calm settles over you as you admire the results of your hard work. Hooray! It's beautiful. It really, really is. You don't know how because you don't think you'd actually done anything different compared to your first try, but maybe you just got lucky. But regardless of how exactly it came about, this is one of your most bizarrely sublime things you've ever laid your eyes on in your life. As the longer you stare at it, the more layers of death reveal themselves to you, like the petals of a newly bloomed flower opening to a sunlight of spring. Abruptly, irresistibly, you feel yourself gripped in those thrones of profound new knowledge. Charun's artwork are pointless and weird, but perhaps that's what gives them their charm. In such an uncertain and violent world, trolls called trolls, world, sorry, not word, and where you might just be trapped in an endless Sisyphean journey across the planet in search of new friends. For a brief moment, you can have this. You stand there, awash in the appreciation, WTF, at the masterpiece. You've crafted out of a bunch of other people's trash, marveling at how you've birthed something greater than yourself. Sometimes trash can be beautiful, just like us. Hooray! You think you understand now. This is what Charun must be have been endeavoring to teach you. You beam at them, glowing with the joy of your discovery. Oh, yeah, sure. If you say so. Cool. Joyride? What? Joyride? What? That's confusing. Anyways, that's one correct, one wrong. So where's the other one? Where's the wrong one? Let's try the ... Oh, okay. I would, but... Oh, it doesn't change anything, does it? Okay. Ooh. Cool. Sure, but this giant lens is pretty neat, but there's pretty plenty of other cool stuff they could use that wouldn't be such a pain to move. Your new friend considers this scratching their cheek. There is one place that I go a lot for material. You nod. Maybe the two of you could go there. Then you could help. You'll even graciously hold onto the lens for them so they can come across and get it some other time. Okay. I would have to come back for it, even if you hadn't said anything, though. This place looks neat. I like this background. Pretty relaxing. They take you to the garbage dump, or a river to the completely accurate. Which has plenty of garbage washing over upon its shore. Something about the strength and direction of the river's current here seem to pull you to the wasteland, pulling the waste that have been dumped into, concentrating the debris on the muddy patches of land. Hooray! You're not sure what you expected, really. You have a fleeting thoughts of a gleaming art supply store, but they did but they intimidate intimate. Oh, sorry, but they did intimate. I'm having a stroke. Today's not good for me. That they would work primarily with garbage. Here we are. You better not tell anyone about this place. It's a real treasure trove. They nail you with some other intense stares. No, you say, of course not. The trash haven is safe with you. Satisfied, they pull up the bandana around their neck to cover their nose and mouth. Looks like they're going to get ready to work. You're not sure what you should be looking for, though. More discarded computer equipment, or are they just looking for toilet paper roll and yogurt cups for the kind of mood? Whatever catches your eye. If you don't see anything, just shout. If you see anything, just shout. Okay. Now that you mention it, you never got their name. I'm Charun. If you have chitter, you can follow me. They hold out their hand for your palm musk. You hand it to them and they fiddle with it for a second before returning it to you and traipsing off. A little clicking sound reveals that they're now on your treasure following list, but also that they've taken up the library of downloading a new app, an app of a purple-pink camera icon. And okay, you recognize this one as well, except on Alternia it's apparently called pincer spam. Okay, and so we have Twitter, Skype, Instagram, all on is a joke on this planet. Searching for Twitter handles lead you to their account here too, or at least you think it's their account. It's hard to tell with their profile picture, which is blurry shot of them, and which is a blurry shot of one of their horns in the brim of their hat. Most of what you can see is the sky. Maybe skimming their account will give you a better idea of their aesthetic. You scroll through the photographs that are seemingly enigmatic. An intense close-up of a sewage drain lid, the curved piece of ceramic, a Herbie sniffing the camera, a cat with the camera. Hooray, that's nice. Anyway. Maybe skimming their account can... I thought I clicked it. I looked away for 1 second. Yeah, my brain tricked me. They've got quite a number of followers, despite the fact that nobody seems to know who they are and what they have ever replied to. And that they've never replied to comments. You got some friends in common too. User Sarava Stream Sweep for Sweeps has liked a slew of their recent posts. None of this is very helpful. You also realise that you're standing here stalking your new friend on the phone like a creep when you could just, go talk to them some more. So you hurry off after them. By the time you catch up, they're squinting at something. What's that? Over there. You follow their gaze. It's a hideout of some kind. A small cave tucked into the rocks. The two of you approach it curiously. Charun stoops to peer at something on the ground, and it's at its entrance. But you decide to venture further in. You think you might hear voices, and their sources become apparent once you've taken a few steps inside. Who goes there? Reveal yourself. Oh, it's just you. Back round two. The likelihood of this battle's outcome being anything other than me kicking your butt is exactly 0. Typically, this would be a massive waste of my time, but lucky for you, I've got nothing better to do. Azasia surges forward, presumably to attack you, but any air of intimidation has reached any intimidation his little speech might have had is quickly diffused by Connell grabbing him firmly in the back of his coat and yanking him back. Daja, don't be rude. As Daja shrugs Connell's hand away, the quiet sizzling of his psionics is like a hissing of an annoyed cat. This, my dear Colonel, is merely smack talk. As a prince among my caste, rudeness is simply not part of my repertoire. Colonel just snorts. Well then, stop being a strife-hungry moron. My friend is delicate, okay? You protest that you aren't all that as delicate as the last time you've run into each other. You've seen some stuff. Zarja's sparky side nonsense doesn't scare you now. The two of you focus on each other to pay attention to you. You telling me not to fight for once is pretty rich. Don't you think I feel the same as you? It's been too long since I've had someone to punch. Whose bright idea was it in the first place? To hold up here in a trash dump for days. I've told you over and over again that we are here because our quarry is somewhere close. We just have to figure out exactly where. It's a perfectly rational plan. You would see that if you'd just think for a second. Yikes. You thought that maybe you could have a nice three-way friend reunion. But that's too busy squabbling. Meanwhile, Charun has gotten off too. You slink away from the escalating sniping. Sniping. Yeah, I don't know. Looking around for them. You're not entirely surprised when you find them hunched over some objects on the ground, poking at it. You know these two, you say in a stage whisper, pointing at Cullen as Deja's direction. You could introduce them once they're not quite so much yelling going on. Charun pulls down his bandana to answer. No thanks. I found something more interesting over here. Did gesture to the object. This is a great find. I've never seen anything like it. I could make something amazing out of this. You take a proper look at the object. It appears to be a miniature satellite dish with a few pipe cleaners sticking out of it. Unlike all of the other stuff, though, this object is moving. The dish is rotating while a few lights glimmer softly from its base. You're pretty sure that this isn't trash. This isn't trash. And when Connell and Anastasia are just discussing tracking someone, whatever this is, it probably belongs to them. Yeah, that's why. You've got to distract them, so I can nab it. Okay, this is no longer scavenging. This is straight up thievery. I mean, that's how we met, so. You glance at Connell and Anastasia again. They're so preoccupied with arguing with each other that they haven't even looked your way. But once they realize the tracker is missing, they'll probably decide to go after Charun to get it back. If that happens, stall them, so I can get away in time. This doesn't sit right with you. You don't want to screw your two friends over, and the energy between them is weird right now. The verbal sparring looks about as hair's breadth away from it turning into physical sparring, but they also kind of look like they want to make out. What's going on? You don't want to be caught in the middle of whatever's going on. You don't want to be caught in the middle of it. That, however, sounds exactly like Charun wants you to do. I'll make it up to you someday. Before you can make it a decision, Charun tucks the piece of tech under their arm, takes it, leaping towards the fence of the sectioned off of this gross stretch shore from the woods, vaulting over it in an impressive display of athletic prowess. You cringe. Charun is really leaving you in the lurch here. There is so not the kind of thing a good friend would do. But then maybe you were never really friends in the first place. Okay then, that's never would have expected this. Anyway, that should be the 3 endings, right? So with that, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully you've had fun as much as I did, and hopefully I can see you on the next one. Goodbye.